Stitched, in a nutshell, is a great, if not one of the best, horror adventure games made with RPG Maker that I've played. You start the game as a character named Catherine, having just woken up in a mysterious doll factory that looks more like a house of 1,000 corpses than it does American Girl. She, of course, has no memory of what happened to her or how she got there, surprise, surprise, and actually looks like one of the dolls, stitches and all. I'm sensing a theme here. Immediately she does what any sane, rational person in her doll shoes would do. Leaves her safe room and goes right into the maw of imminent death. While the game isn't going to win awards for intro originality, the story itself does more than enough to make up for any of the tropes that are done to death. It's interesting, mysterious, captivating, and at times kind of heart-wrenching a little bit too. And for all the good reasons. The horror sequences are tense when they need to be, and even the chase scenes are well structured. This is not to say that the game is without fault. Has a few glaring ones, actually. Catherine takes damage from walking on pools of blood. Okay? In the game, your health is actually more of a freight meter. And thanks to the only real exposition dump of the game, you're informed she has a heart condition. That meter gets to 100%, poor Kathy drops dead. This would be fine and dandy if a lot of the floors weren't a similar color to the blood. With the limited light mechanic, you tend to do damage to yourself before you even realize it. Ugh. And then there's the padding. I played the remastered version of the game that boasted a new ending. I got them all through much cursing and frustration, and other additions to the game. I'm not sure if some of the sequences towards the end were added or not, but to me, the really big, quote-unquote, reveal could have been told in about half of the steps it took to get there. And having to play through a large chunk of the game to get the other endings was... It was a goddamn chore. I'm not gonna lie. Time for your favorite segment and mine. Bullet points. Okay, so the artwork in the game, really spot on. I loved the custom sprite work that was done. I loved the busts that were done for the game. Catherine, the doll, basically every little character that they added. I like the look of the sprite for the teddy bear. That was awesome. Really well done artwork.
I see.
The story was really well written. I found it to be a really good mystery and fit very well for the horror genre. And had just enough enough meat to sink your teeth into. And the tight pacing of that story is what really kept me interested. A lot of horror games can just plod along. This one does not. It goes at a very brisk pace, and there's no holding back. Except towards the end. For the neutral, we've got great puzzles, but some were either way too freaking easy, or others had their clues be far too cryptic that it's like, what is going on here? The reason why blood does damage was only explained at the end of the game. Not quite at the very end, but you know what I mean. And the endings themselves were pretty much so-so and kind of anticlimactic compared to the rest of the game, although I did find the secret ending to be the one that kind of tied things together very nicely, and I'm a sucker for a happy ending. And the really negative points? With the limited light mechanic, you're going to walk on blood. A lot, especially since there's a lot of floors that are very close to blood red. A bunch of sequences towards the end of the game really felt like padding. Like there's a part where you have to kind of go around and find a cell phone to charge it, and then you don't even use the cell phone. Why? And then a personal pet peeve of mine, randomly moving enemies are fine and dandy, but when they're in a tight corridor and they can kill you in 2 to 3 hits, it gets incredibly frustrating to maneuver around that. Alright. All that said, do I recommend Stitched? Hell yes. I'm not even going to add a but to that. I really did enjoy the game, and even with the more glaring faults, the story really carries it. Stitched plays smoothly, has a tight story 90% of the time, and is one of the better titles of the genre. Do yourself a favor, pick it up. You won't regret it, I promise. Okay, well, no, I don't promise, because then you might come back and say, oh my god, HawkZombie promised, and he said it would be the best game ever, and I don't like it. I think it's the best game. I don't think it's the best game ever, but god damn it, you know what? Buy the game. You'll like it. Though you may develop an unhealthy obsession for thread. I'm HawkZombie. Thanks for listening. There we have it, folks. Another review in the bag. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, subscribe. Follow me on Twitch. If you really liked it, then throw me a sub on Twitch or join up to my Patreon account. Links are below.